Hello friends, and welcome to my channel once again. I want to talk more about Azazel. Azazel is known as the scapegoat. He is mentioned in the book of Leviticus and in a ritual called the Ritual of Atonement. The first goat was sacrificed to God, and the second goat was released into the wild for Azazel, and this was known as the scapegoat, and that's how Azazel got the name, the scapegoat. Azazel is mentioned in the book of Enoch, a great book. I suggest everybody read it, just for knowledge's sake. Azazel is a fallen angel that descended to corrupt, as they say, but I say to teach warfare, cosmetics, sorcery, to tell the secrets that God did not want you to know about. So I see Azazel as a positive entity. And because of him, he has changed my life. So what he does for me, I am totally grateful. So Azazel is a positive fallen angel. Because of this corruption, God punished Azazel and threw him in the desert for judgment. I will tell you, Azazel is free, and you can work with Azazel anytime you want. And I suggest, if you are a long-serving practitioner and you haven't worked with Azazel, I will tell you, you are missing out. He is someone that I work with on a daily basis. Without this dedication or not, Azazel is a big part of my life. Working with him gives many benefits. One benefit is self-will and dedication and determination. Since I really started throwing myself back into Azazel, and when I say throwing myself back in, I mean rituals almost on a daily basis with Azazel, I have decided, with his help, to start eating better and to watch my weight. I have lost over 45 pounds since I started working with him, and I decided to start eating like real food instead of processed food. I've been eating a lot of salads. I've been doing a lot of soups. I've been staying away from bread. I've been staying away from milk. I've been eating chicken, a lot of meats, but not deep fried meats. I do that most of the time. Once out of the 7 days, I will eat whatever I want, but I am really taking care of this situation, and I feel great. I feel better. I'm not having back pains that I used to have. The benefits of eating right is huge, and that is willpower. That is going to bed, eating a little bit, and sometimes becoming very hungry, and waking up, and instead of choosing to eat like a donut or a bowl of cereal or something that really wouldn't benefit me, I just drink water, and I fill up on water, and that's where that willpower comes through, and Azazel is helping me with that. Greater confidence and independence. This is huge. I find I can make decisions on my own, and I don't have to ask for anyone's advice. I've always kind of been like this, but if you are somebody that is insecure to make decisions, Azazel will help you with this. He is a great motivator and a positive influence in any practitioner's life, to give you the motivation to confront your fears and weaknesses, to build your character up. He has made me a stronger person, and because of that, I don't get depressed. I seldomly get depressed. Yes, I do deal with depression once in a while, but it's not long term. It's because I deal with the situations that need to be dealt with. It could be anything from paying bills or dealing with a conflict that I have. I don't hide from it. I don't hide from conflicts. If I have to deal with a situation, I deal with it. And that is with Azazel's help. He will force you to be more interested in hidden knowledge and magic. So he's great for the practitioner. He will push you to parts of your psyche that you've never, not even think about. He will push you to read more and look into more different grimoires. He will actually give you hints and different secrets about your own practice and how you would carry out a ritual. When you get a grimoire, usually there's a ritual laid out for you. With Azazel's help, it will be changed and be molded more for your liking, for your personal experiences. He will push your limitations. Where you think that you have mastered something, could be dieting or your own practice. In business, he will push you to go farther and higher. This is where kings are made, my friends. This is where queens are made. You don't have to be a peasant. You can be a strong force in your community. You can be a strong force in this world. And you can do that through Azazel's help. Breaking unhealthy patterns, like myself, eating right, how to speak to somebody, how to get rid of a shitty attitude you might have or come across to other people. See, you can get more with honey than you can with razor blades. And the tongue is a beautiful way of getting what you want. And some people need help with that. You might need help with money and how to save and how to just talk to your children. You know, some people raise their children grow up hating them. You know, you can work with your children and become a strong role model for them. And you can do this all with Azazel's help. I have benefited largely with working with Azazel. He has taught me many things and has built me up to the man I am today. I consider myself a good father, somebody you can trust, a good husband, a good son, and a good friend. And that is because I work strongly with Azazel. And like I said, he's a part of my life. I've seen him bring people to their knees, almost to the point of homelessness. And when this happens, most will think that Azazel is cursing them, just destroying them for his own entertainment. But that is not so. You have to work with Azazel when this is happening. You have to stick with him. Don't shut the door. Work with him. He is building you up to be a better person. Trust me, it is worth it. It might take some time, but it is worth it. An easy way to work with Azazel, to start off, put yourself in a dark room. Have one candle. Light some incense to get in the mood. I recommend dragon's blood, but you can use sandalwood as well. Chant his name over and over again, or use a mantra. I have a mantra that you can use. I suggest you play that in the background, Or even before you go into ritual, play that chant. Zareth Kel Azraen Morthiek Vel Ishrei Ne Kalhul Dominus Azazel Thakar. Use his sigil and focus on his sigil until you get into a deep trance. You get in a deep trance with breathing exercises, saying his name over and over again, focusing on your personal goals. You can also be focusing on your habits or any fears you might have. And when you feel it is ready, I would take that sigil that you've been staring at, flip it over, and write the goals, the habits, the fears that you want to take care of, and burn it and send it to Azazel and thank him for coming. Even if you haven't felt his presence, thank him for coming. Because just because you haven't felt him doesn't mean that the ritual wasn't a success. Calling on Azazel and staring at his sigil, he will appear. He might be hiding in the corner. He might just be watching you to see what kind of practitioner, what kind of person you are. That's how to begin. And that is a suggestion I can give you. Azazel has come to me in many forms, but the most form he comes to me as is an angel, all in black. He has no hair, he is bald, and he has blue eyes. His blue eyes stand out, but in the dark, you can see him. He is like darker than dark, and he is muscular but thin. Azazel might come to you as a woman. Azazel might come to you as a goat or an animal. Azazel might come to you as just a beam of light. Every practitioner is different. But I find that this dark angel that has no hair has showed up to many different practitioners. Understand that he's appearing the way he wants you to see him as, if he appears at all. Some have never seen Azazel. They just feel his presence, and that is good enough, you know. I've worked with him long enough that he does appear to me, but it took me almost a year and a half until I seen Azazel, and I was, it was so emotional that I almost wanted to cry. I didn't cry, but it was a total gift. And after he does show up, it's more than common that he will show up more. So be patient, you know. Understand that this is a practice, working practice, and it does take time. And you will get better, and things will get a lot easier with time. For some reason, while I'm in meditation with Azazel, a lot of times I see myself walking through a cave, and the cave has sigils on the walls, but they're all blurred out. Like when I turn, they're out of focus. And when I get to the end of the cave, Azazel, if he's not sitting on a throne, he is, and the throne is made out of wicker, he is standing. And the closer I get to him, the smaller I become and the larger he becomes. So then I am looking up to him. When he speaks, it's authority. It feels like your dad is really giving you some knowledge and you are listening. You're not turning away. And after you come out of it, well, after I come out of this trance, this meditation state, it sticks with me. It sticks with me for days, and I have to write it down. And if I don't write it down, it will still stick with me. So that's where writing down things are so important. There's something I should mention, and that's about offerings to Azazel. As most of you know, I will offer my own blood, but there's many different things you can offer. You can offer wine to Azazel. Incense, he likes incense. You can even offer him poetry. You can make a poem, and you can burn that poem and send it to him. Artwork, you can offer your own artwork. He also likes acts of discipline. So if you're saying, I'm not going to eat for 3 days or 2 days before this ritual, he loves that. I actually recommend that. I've done that myself. I didn't eat for 3 days, and I made that an offering to Azazel. So that's just something to keep in mind. Friends, you can change the way you live. You can change your life right around today. Totally different. If you're drug addicted, you can live a clean life. If you're in a dead-end job, you can change that and get a better job. There's so many things that you can do to change your life in a positive way. And that is the determination that I'm talking about. That is the dealing with the fears that you might have. If I quit my job, am I going to find another job? You're already cursing yourself for no change. And people that have become something, people that you might look up to, have dealt with these fears, have motivated themselves to slug through the dirt, slug through the muck to get where they are. And when I said about Azazel bringing some people to their knees to build them up, to become a king in their own little world, it is possible. And I want to motivate some of my subscribers to let them know that yes, good things can happen to you, but you might just have to work for it. And you can do that with Azazel's help. When my first wife passed, and I was there in an apartment with 2 of my children and 2 of her children, not seeing a future. Today, if I could see what my life was going to be like today, I wouldn't believe it. Now, people say working with these entities are a curse and you are going to destroy your life. Well, I'm a perfect example of your life can become better, but you have to go through the workings with these entities. You can't shut the door on them. You have to go through the hard times. And if you stay determined, you can live a better life, to become a rich person inside. And if your goal is to become a wealthy person, you can become that with these entities. They will give you gifts. You just might have to, do some workings. You might have to face those fears that I was telling you that Azazel will make you face. But in the end, it is worth it. Friends, I was worried about myself. After my wife passed, like I said, I didn't see a future. I seen hospitals. I could see me going back into drugs and booze, but that didn't happen. I worked it one day at a time, and I started a new life. I'm over 50, and I have 3 beautiful children. 3, 7, and 10. And 10, sorry, I had to think about that. And they fulfill me. And I have become a better father than I was to the other 2 that I have, the older children. I wasn't a good father. I might have been there, but, I had the drugs and I had the chaos in my life. I have peace today, and I was sharing this. Listen to this, guys. I have an older lady that's next door that just lost her husband, and she's in her 80s, and she comes over like 3 times a week, and we'll have coffee, and I share things with her, and I share about how grateful I am to have my children, and share that. And I shared with her that I have this peace of mind that I never used to have. People that get depressed, they sit in their shit and they replay it over and over again. I know this because I used to be that person. And I always just thought I was born that way because of my mom. But the truth is, you can change that with work, with trusting in the entity that you're working with, the protection that the entity, you might have asked the entity for protection. Azazel gives me protection. A couple of other entities and some working that I do around the house gives me protection. But sometimes it's just protection of self and your self-harm. And I don't mean self-harm by cutting yourself. I'm talking about self-harm of yourself, your brain, of bringing you down to make you feel weak, to make you feel less than. And Azazel will build that up. And I have peace of mind today. I sleep well today. I haven't been depressed in a long time. I don't even have the thoughts of depression. And you are speaking to someone that was thrown into mental psych wards for there was one time I was thrown in for 5 months in a psych ward. I was going in almost once a month, hiding from myself, hiding from the responsibilities, hiding from my addiction, and I took that all on. So, is it all negative working with these demons, these entities? Yeah, you might deal with some negative entities, but there's tools to deal with that. And through my videos, if you look at my videos, I give suggestions. But then you'll find some entity that will work with you, like Azazel, a fallen angel, and I'm blessed, and I will never stop working with Azazel. I will never stop working with Belial to deal with situations. I'll never stop working with Astaroth, and I'll never stop working with Marbus. Marbus helps me with my health. Marbus helps others with their health, and giving people more time that might be on their deathbed, because the truth is everybody dies. Marbus helped me with my father to give me more time. Fuck, these entities are fucking amazing. And if you see darkness in it, and if you're scared to work with these entities, then that's your own thought. I'm not here to convince anybody to work with whatever. But if you are interested in this path, I highly recommend it. I don't think it's evil. I think it's the best thing, the best choices I have made for my own growth. When I was younger, it was important for me to go out on the weekends, to be around people. It was important for me to have friends. The more friends I had, the more confident I felt. It was important to me to fight, to build a reputation of being someone that was strong, and to put fear into other people. That was all bullshit. That was all false ego. Today, I don't need people to like me. I don't need 100 friends. I have one or two that I trust, and I have one or two in this program that I trust, and I'm okay with that. I don't need people to love me. I'm very confident. I'm a confident person. And it's because of the entities I work with. I stay at home a lot. In the summertime, I spend a lot of time with just my children. I have built my backyard to a way that I can just sit back there and have peace and serenity. I love what I did with the backyard, with the little space I have. I love flowers, and I take care of the plants, and I water them every day. I put a lot of lights in the back at night. I spend 1 or 2 nights a week watching movies with my wife. This summer I've already hit 5 horror movies. And last year I didn't really use the screen as much, but this year I am making it a point to spend more time with my wife, more time with my children, and more time with my family, meaning my mom. I've been calling my brother more. Like I said, I don't need friends, but I do appreciate the family I have, and I'm blessed, and I'm taking advantage of it, because we only live once, friends, and today is the day that I live for. I live for today. Yes, I have plans for tomorrow, but they're not like, my plans are like, do we watch a movie tomorrow? Should we have a fire tomorrow? Should I just go visit my mom tomorrow? Should I invite my brother over? My brother's a busy man, and a lot of times he'll say, no, I can't come over. But I offer it to him, and that's what's important, that I'm there offering it. He doesn't ever have to see me, but I will always offer that hand to let him know that I'm there. See, friends? It's called being a responsible person. It's called being a strong person in the family, keeping the family together, and letting them know how important they are. Letting a family member know that they love them, that you love them, is not a weakness. And I have no problem telling you that I love you. Friends, I want to thank you for coming to my channel once again and viewing another video. I'm always grateful that you are here. And remember, always, always protect your kingdom.